Members of the Guilford community placed loving messages onto a Christmas tree at the Minot property after a fire destroyed the iconic Vermont building on Monday. People gather in Pliny Park in Brattleboro on Friday night, December 1st, during the holiday tree lighting event as part of Holly Light, hosted by Downtown Brattleboro Alliance.
We're so happy to see all of you out tonight
and move towards a direction.
Find inspiration to spread kindness, to embrace generosity, and create lasting memories with our loved ones. Let there be more light.
Let there be more light.
People view Christmas trees that were sponsored by different local companies during a special holiday-themed fundraiser to benefit the Vernon's new community center at the Governor Hunt House on Friday, December 1st, 2023. The inaugural Festival of the Trees offered attendees a chance to take home fully decorated holiday trees along with a variety of gifts stacked underneath.
While I tell of your love, join in any reindeer gay, Rudolph with your nose so bright. Santa's favorite drink. And come up here. And you tell me a letter. No.
A small group at Brattleboro Meals on Wheels wraps up freshly cooked meals before heading out to deliver the food to people in the community on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023.
They'll roar.
Oh, yeah? That was Gino.
Only one Gino.
Students at Dummerston School practice a musical number in a production called A Celebration of Winter on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. The performance is open to the public and will be held on Wednesday, December 6th, 2023. Democratic presidential hopeful Dean Phillips visits Keene State College in Keene, New Hampshire as part of the college's American Democracy Project on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023.
Good to be with all. I want to talk about that today. Haley covered a lot of my bio, but I'll tell you my story. But when you have a place mostly populated with people who've spent their whole careers in public service, and I respect that, you don't have people that have outside experiences from organizational design, institutional design, management. It's so fixable. But again, the power structures prevent us from doing it. This last Congress, I endeavored to join the House leadership team. So I offered myself as a candidate, and my colleagues elected me as one of the 10 leaders of the Democratic House Caucus in the U.S. Congress. And there I sat, trying to market Bidenomics and trying to promote the president's agenda, which I voted for because I think it's good stuff. It's not everything we need to do, and we've got to do a whole lot more. But what really started troubling me is when I was a member of Congress when Donald Trump was president, all of us Democrats were really upset with our colleagues who would say one thing quietly and privately, and then something totally different publicly. When I say a good 90% of my Republican colleagues found Donald Trump to be dangerous and offensive, I bet the number's even higher than that. Disease just as contagious to the left. And what I found is that as the president's standing with the country eroded, his approval numbers started dropping, the polls started to show, as recently as 6 months ago, that he was likely to lose the next election to Donald Trump. I became very concerned and started having those same conversations with my colleagues that the Republicans were having amongst themselves about the country is facing a crisis of affordability. And I have to tell you, I've tried my best in my lifetime to spend time with people who see things differently, who are living differently, who are experiencing traumas and challenges that are probably very foreign to people who grow up in homes of privilege and have created success. But I tell you, I've been in Washington now 5.5 years. And the encapsulation of Washington, D.C., especially in the White House, the inability to connect with people who are struggling because you're spending 10,000 hours per week raising money. You're raising it from people who have a lot of it. The Democratic Party, the party I love, the party that I've been supporting and enabling my whole life, the party that my grandmother, dear Abby, sat at a dinner table in 1980 and pointed to me and said, "What are you, a Democrat or Republican?" I said, "I did not know." She said, "You're a Democrat." That was her first bit of advice. But I say this sincerely, my friends. The destruction of democracy is not unique to the right. It is happening in front of our eyes right here in your state, and it is happening in Florida right now. 34, there will probably be a 25% cut roughly in benefits. Now, it's interesting because a lot of my conservative friends in Congress actually don't want to do anything right now because they know there will be a cut in 2033, so let's just ignore it. And my Democratic colleagues, when I signed up to work with Mitt Romney to actually ensure that the trust funds supporting it are solvent, I got heat from my Democratic friends saying that I'm trying to undermine Social Security. And I said, my friend, you got to understand, it's going to be undermined if we do nothing. And that's the truth. You pointed out the truth, so thank you. How do we fix it? Really simply. Right now, the cap, I think, is about $160,000 a year, the contribution cap, which means it is a very regressive tax. If you're earning $160,000 a year, you are paying a lot more of your income into Social Security than someone earning $250,000 a year. So my proposition is very simple. The cap should be raised to $250,000 a year. It'll make Social Security totally solvent for until at least the late 2040s. And then here's my other proposition. I like to compliment.
Hinsdale High School hosts Franklin in a girls' basketball game on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Hinsdale High School beat Franklin in a boys' basketball game on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. During the game, Hinsdale's Braden Eastman scored his career 1,000th point.
It was unfortunate I couldn't get at the end of last season, but I knew I had to put in extra work this season. It's a feeling I'll definitely never forget. It's awesome. It's been a dream of mine for so
Construction on the new General John Stark Memorial Bridge that will connect Hinsdale, New Hampshire to Brattleboro makes steady progress on Wednesday, December 6, 2023. Steel stretches from New Hampshire to Pier 2 in the Connecticut River. While steel work is happening, crews are also busy at work putting together the bridge deck. Work has also begun on Pier 1 on the Vermont side of the bridge. Parents explore an office building owned by Brattleboro Auto Mall at 113 Technology Drive for the right gifts for their children as the Windham County Toys for Tots held its 6th annual toy drive.
Windham County Toys for Tots Toy Distribution Center, where we're open to the public for anybody in need that's having a hard time supplying toys for their children. They can come down Wednesday nights 5 to 8. And Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 5. So every year we continue to grow, so toys and monetary donations are huge. You can get a hold of me on Windham County Toys for Tots Facebook page to make a donation. If you want to bring down toys that are new and unwrapped, you can bring them to Auto Mall or any of the collection boxes in town.
Republican presidential hopeful Chris Christie visited Keene State College in Keene, New Hampshire as part of the college's American Democracy Project on Thursday, December 7, 2023. While Christie was speaking inside, protesters gathered outside holding signs.
Go in their voting booth and vote. And that's something that he will not be able to vote for himself. Now, I'm sitting here in New England, which is in large part the inspiration for our revolution and the formation of a human form of the ostrich. They just want to pretend it's not real, but it is. And our country deserves that. And the other three folks on the stage, I said this last night, they treat like he's Walden. Catches up to all of us. It was like listening to a professional baseball player getting interviewed during a tough season, right? They never really answer the question, why is the team losing so much? And they say, well, we play it one at a time. Every day the ball game is different. All we can do is, get 27 outs and see how we do it. And all he's looking to do is for the red light in front of him. Do you think they'll be to answer your questions then? When they have the Air Force, which are for external threats. That's for internal threats. Send the National Guard. Pay taxes, learn the language, and grow our economy. And benefit from it themselves. Give it institutionalized before. Access to weapons. Yet.
Members of the Jewish Voice for Peace, Vermont, New Hampshire, held their first Hanukkah event in Plenty Park in Brattleboro on Thursday, December 7, 2023. Each night will have a different theme related to justice and solidarity, with the first night echoing the calls for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza.
Has recently been turned into a product of consumer capitalism. Rather, we're here to bring light and bear witness to the atrocities being committed by the Israeli government against the Palestinian people. Each night we will be lighting a candle that symbolizes a demand for and with the Palestinian people. Tonight we will light a candle for a ceasefire now. According to Jewish law, written by rabbis many hundreds
Representatives from Subaru of New England and Subaru of America recognized Brattleboro Subaru on Thursday, December 7, 2023, with the Share the Love Award for the dealership's efforts to help people in Ludlow after the flooding in July.
This one time it was recognized by Subaru of America nationally, and it was after the flooding, and so you guys stepped right up to the Ludlow Fire Department and helped them with exactly what they needed, and JD wrote a beautiful story about it, and it was recognized. So we're really recognizing you for one thing.
Nice. Yes. To do what we do, have the right retailers, but and they're more than a retailer, and that's what we're trying to practice, what we preach, and help the communities which we serve. So.
The smell of sweet treats is in the air at Vermont Country Deli on Thursday, December 7, 2023, as the staff creates Christmas cookies.
Just melt some white chocolate for me. Business card, I think it's like 2205.
For these videos and more, go to reformer.com, head to the multimedia tab for more content.